These are the banks of the Ganges River, the site where the Ramayana epic places a critical standoff between a prince and a pauper. The exiled Prince Rama, his wife Sita, and his brother Lakshmana had arrived here at dawn, requiring immediate passage across the water to reach the deep wilderness. They encountered Kevat, a local ferryman who controlled the only vessel on the shore. Despite their royal status, Kevat did not offer his services. Instead, he sat in his boat and issued a flat refusal to let the man he recognized as the supreme lord on board. The refusal triggered two very different royal temperaments. Lakshmana, the warrior brother, grew instantly incensed at the boatman's defiance. Rama, however, remained completely silent, waiting for the boatman to explain himself. Kevat had noticed a specific detail in Rama's approach. Instead of issuing an order as a master would to a servant, Rama had asked, "Kevat, will you bring your boat here?" He had requested permission, treating the humble boatman as the true owner of the vessel. This humility confirmed a conversation Kevat had overheard the night before, that this traveler was not just a prince, but the divine in human form. By asking for permission, Rama had unintentionally surrendered the administrative power of the crossing to Kevat, giving the boatman the leverage to begin a cosmic negotiation. Kevat grounded his refusal in a specific legal precedent, the story of Ahalya. Ahalya was a woman who had been cursed to exist as a silent stone until Rama's feet touched the rock, instantly transforming her back into a living human being. Kevat applied this logic to his own livelihood. He argued that if the dust from Rama's feet could animate a hard stone, it would easily transform a wooden boat, which is much softer and further weakened by constant contact with the river, into a living woman. He claimed this would be an economic disaster. He would lose his only boat, his only source of income, and gain a second wife that he lacked the resources to support. Lakshmana, finding these logical leaps intolerable, reached for his quiver. He drew his bow and aimed an arrow at Kevat, threatening to end the negotiation by force. Kevat remained unmoved. He explained that dying by the prince's hand while looking at the Lord and falling into the holy Ganges would grant him moksha. Moksha is the ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death. By treating execution as a reward rather than a punishment, Kevat stripped the royals of their ability to use fear. Without the threat of violence, the prince was forced to negotiate strictly on the boatman's terms. Rama finally conceded, instructing Kevat to simply wash his feet to remove the magical dust before stepping onto the boat. Kevat seized on the specific word Rama used, pakarna. While the word dona refers to a basic, functional washing, pakarna implies a formal, ceremonial cleansing used for deities or honored guests. Kevat used this distinction to expand a quick task into a prolonged event. Because it was now a ceremony, he could legally justify a series of ritualistic delays that kept the royals waiting on the bank.
He purposefully used a basin so small it could only hold 1 foot at a time. He repeatedly washed each foot, drank the water, and then insisted on summoning his wife and children to participate in the ritual as witnesses. Every bureaucratic delay translated into more time spent in the presence of the divine. Kevat used these procedural hurdles to maximize his proximity to Rama before the inevitable journey across the water began. While the event appeared to be a local dispute on a riverbank, it actually represented a massive cosmic recursion involving the very water Kevat was using. In Hindu cosmology, the Ganges was born flowing over Lord Vishnu's toe in the heavens before descending to earth. Kevat created a closed loop, scooping Ganges water, originating from Vishnu's feet, and pouring it over Rama, the mortal avatar of Vishnu. Kevat then used this twice-blessed water to perform rites for his ancestors. This practice of offering holy water, seen here, is a generational duty meant to provide spiritual peace to those who have passed away. This specific interaction established the tradition of Charanamrit. Charanamrit is the ritual consumption of water used to wash the feet of a deity. What began as a boatman's stalling tactic became a fundamental practice in Hindu worship.
After hours of delays and rituals, Kevat finally rowed the trio across the river. They arrived on the far shore, where the tension of the morning gave way to a quiet, serene landing. Sita, realizing they had no money to pay for the crossing, removed a gold ring from her finger. She offered it to Kevat as payment for his labor and the significant time he had lost. Kevat refused the ring entirely. He fell to the ground in a full-body prostration, declining the most valuable material reward he would ever be offered. Accepting the gold would have created a closed transaction, a completed service where both parties owe nothing more to the other. By refusing, Kevat created an open debt, a permanent spiritual connection that could not be settled with currency. By leaving the payment unsettled, Kevat ensured that Rama remained indebted to him. He traded a temporary material gain for a permanent legal claim on the Lord's attention in the future. The encounter highlights the difference between Lakshmana's protocol-driven service and Kevat's chaotic devotion. While Lakshmana followed the rules of duty, Kevat followed the logic of his own affection. The story suggests that this unrefined, stubborn approach is actually preferred by the divine. Devotion of this type ignores rank and rules, focusing entirely on a personal connection that logic cannot provide. Rama eventually granted Kevat Vimal Bhakti. Vimal Bhakti is the gift of pure, eternal devotion, a reward that bypassed all material needs and satisfied the boatman's spiritual hunger. Ultimately, Kevat's negotiation shows that devotion is not a series of requests, but a stubborn demand for presence. He proved that an ordinary man can move the universe, provided his love is persistent enough to refuse anything less than God himself.